Hello and Happy New Year, students. So I'm Mrs. Cummings, if you're watching this video and you're not one of my students, and I'm going to be going over with you the one-word activity. So in your teams, you're going to notice that you have a couple of different documents. One is a PowerPoint presentation, and then the other is a Word document, and I'm going to go through with you. If you would, with me, go ahead and open up that PowerPoint document, and I'm going to get mine pulled up during the same time. So we're doing an activity that's called One Word 2021. And what this does is it allows us to take some time and to think about last year, 2020, and make some intentions for the year ahead. And the purpose behind this is that it's impossible for us to make productive changes in our life without reflecting on where we have been and where we want to go. So the motto here is that change is possible, but focus is required in order for us to make change. So what we're going to need for this is we're going to need the Word document that I have provided for you in Teams. We're going to do some reflecting and brainstorming in the document there. I'm also going to ask you guys to have an open mind about this. Flexibility and willingness to engage with this project are keys to success. This is what you're working on this entire week. So I really want for you to be focused, think about it, really put some time and effort into it. And then you're also going to need to either have a laptop or a phone, some kind of device that will allow you to do some research as we go through, and also be able to watch some videos as we conduct our reflective writing. So to begin with, we're going to do some reflection. And so you're going to go ahead and open up your Word document in Teams. It says One Word Activity 2021. And our objective is that our goal at the end is that we're going to pick one word that's going to guide us for the rest of this year. We're going to go through a process of selecting the word by reflecting on the previous year and coming up with some goals for 2021. And having that word is going to help us to inspire us and to focus us when we need that inspiration in life. Because if you remember, 2020, kind of a rough year. So for some, it might have been your best year ever. And if it was, then fantastic. But if you had some challenges, and we all face challenges in life, this word we're going to help kind of inspire you and keep you motivated. So the first question, the first section is that I want for you to think about the good things that happened in 2020. And so in your Word document, you're just going to directly type into here, answering what went well for you in 2020. So you might want to think about highlights of things that were really great. Maybe you, got a significant other. Maybe you got a puppy. For example, I bought a house. So that's one thing that's like a really great thing for me in 2020. So I would continue on and take a few seconds to kind of respond here. And then we have a question about what were your biggest wins? So what were the things that, you feel like are really huge accomplishments? So one thing that's really cool is that I was nominated as a Teacher of the Month for December. And that was something that was really cool for me. And that felt like a really great win. All right. And so then it asks, what am I most proud of? So what are you the most proud of? Have you really maintained some really great friendships this year? Have you been able to have some good interactions with your friends and your family members? Is there something that you've accomplished and done? So one thing that I'm really proud of is that I did a lot of writing for my dissertation, which is a really great, something I'm very proud of, something that took a lot of discipline and maintenance, okay? And then this one's a very personal question asking you, what about 2020 do you want to remember? And for me, I think that I want to remember those earlier months in the pandemic when I spent some really great time with my family. So important family time. So what I want for you to do is I want for you to take a second. I want you to press pause on this video, and I want for you to answer A, B, C, and D for me. Okay, so take a second and just go ahead and answer those questions for me, and I'll be back. All right, so you've had some time to think about those questions, and now we're going to kind of think about the bad parts of 2020, the things that maybe we don't feel the best about. So what did not go well for you? What were some of your struggles? So for me, I had a lot of struggles with just figuring out the new and the constantly changing schedules of the school year. Kind of being focused was another thing that I really struggled with. I also had a hard time with like making meaningful connections with my friends and also with my students. Those are real struggles for me. Okay. So take a few seconds to kind of respond to that. The next question asking you, what do you want to improve upon? Well, personally, I want to improve on my time management skills. I also want to improve on my ability for self-care, meaning taking some more time for myself, doing the things that I feel like are important for me to do. And then it's going to ask you a personal question, right? Where were you really disappointed or sad or angry? Now, one thing I think that might be universal for 2020 is that I was really, upset about the pandemic. The pandemic has been really tough on friendships. It's been tough on relationships. It's been tough on my daughter, who's 7 years old, who's really had a struggle. So I'm, elaborate here a little bit. And then what do I want to forget? So what are some things that I really want to forget? This is, again, a very personal question. So take some time. I want you to go ahead and press pause on this video. And I want for you to take a few minutes just to answer these questions for me. Okay. All right, so the next thing is going to do is you're going to have you watch a few videos. You'll kind of pause my instructional video, and then I want for you to watch these videos on your own. The first is an excerpt from the Today Show that kind of talks about the one word project, where this whole thing started. And then the second is a video that's going to talk to you about, a video that I found from 2019 is my 2019 word of the year, and why this person doesn't do resolutions, why they do this instead. So these are two videos that I'd like for you to watch. And then when you're done, I'm going to have you read a short essay. And this is word of the year ideas for a better 2021. So it kind of goes through and talks about why the rationale behind here. So a lot of us make New Year's resolutions. I've personally make New Year's resolutions every year. And I used to make a list of things that I wanted to accomplish. But over time, I realized that the more things that I was trying to do, the more likely that I was to fail. And in fact, most people give up on their resolutions between the 3rd and the 4th week of January. So it's really hard because you might not be able to decide on one, or you might have so many, or you might feel overwhelmed. Maybe your resolution is something that's really big. So the thing is that I'm going to suggest with the word is that it gives you a focus. So it gives you more of what you need, what you want to focus on, or what you want to improve on. It's your word for the year. And so this also article has some ideas of some possible word of the years that might work for you. Plus it has 100 more ideas. So you can kind of click on that and read different ideas here, and then read this whole article. Okay, so this is a really helpful article for you that will kind of talk to you a little bit about different words, and then it gives you also some lists, some things that maybe you want to start with. After you get done watching those videos, I have also provided one additional video that's on your Word document. Says, do you need some additional inspiration? And it talks basically about picking your 2021 word of the year. So if you feel really stuck and you're not sure what to do, then I really recommend that video. All right, so now I have you go back to your Word document, and you're going to answer the following questions. Now, these are really personal questions, and I want for you to be vulnerable, meaning I want for you to kind of open yourself up. This is the part where you have to kind of open your mind and be willing to try this and answer these questions. So the questions are, what do you need? So of course, all human beings, we need food, we need air, we need water to live. But what do you need as a human being? What do you need? Do you need companionship? Do you need friendships? Do you need to have a certain amount of time that's just for you every day? What do you want out of life? What are you hoping to accomplish? What things are getting in your way? What are your obstacles? So maybe like you're like, hey, I need money and I really want a job. That's one of my goals for 2021. But what's getting in my way is that my parents say I have to have a certain GPA in order to make that happen. And so what do I need to focus on? I need to focus on school in order to make this happen. And then ask you a question about what do you want to do this year that you've never done before in your entire life? And then what do you want to do better than you've ever done before? So you're going to press pause on this video and you're going to go back to your Word document and you're going to answer those questions. So what do you need? What do you want, etc. A through F. You're going to take some time and you're going to answer those questions. All right, now that you've answered those questions, we're going to kind of go back and we're going to do some brainstorming. I want you to make a list of 5 words that you want to live with and invite into your life. So if you want, you can borrow from those lists that I already gave you. You can use those words. And then after you come up with your words, we're going to investigate them. So I have a place for you to put your list of your 5 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to use the website, the Learner's Dictionary, and we are going to look up the meaning of the words, okay? So for example, I might like the word strength, okay? So I'm thinking I want to have a word that talks about me being stronger this year. So I take a look at my definitions. One is the quality of state of being physically strong. So I'm not really focused so much on that. It's not that I really want to be strong, physically strong. And I just realized that I don't know that my screen is being shared. So let me share that with you really quick. Okay, so here we are, strong, right? Strength. The quality of state of physically, that's not exactly the definition that I'm looking for. The ability to resist being moved or broken by force. I kind of like that idea because I want to be strong in my ideas and my convictions in life. Another is the quality that allows someone to deal with problems in a determined and effective way. Ooh, I like that one, okay? All right, so I think if I was going to pick a definition right now that I really like for strength, then that would be the definition that I would go with, okay? So once you find a definition that you like, that you want to go with, you're going to go into your Word document and you're going to type in your word and you're going to type in that definition that you really liked. And we're just going to copy and paste it right on into there, okay? And so you're going to do your 5 words just like that. You're going to look up your definitions. And then we're going to go to the thesaurus. So why the thesaurus? Why would I do that? I'm going to use the thesaurus because for when I look up the word strength, it's going to come up with a lot of words that are similar. And when I look at them, I might go, wow, you know what? When I was thinking about strength, I was thinking about having courage to stand up for the things that I believe in and that I want to pursue in my life. And so here I see the word courage and I'm like, you know what? That's a better word for me. I think that I like courage better than strength. So you're going to do that with your 5 words and you're going to look up the meaning for them. And then I want you just to make a note of any words that you think sound maybe better. Okay. So for example, I would write down here, I would write courage because I think courage actually sounds a little bit better than what I had determined. All right. Now it's time for you to pick your final word. So after you get done with that thesaurus, so go ahead and pause this video, do your definitions, do your thesaurus work. And then you're going to come back to me. Okay. And so now when you're back, I want for you to pick what your final word is. Okay. So I want you to tell me what word that you picked, why you chose it, and tell me exactly what your reasons are. Okay. So for example, my word for this year is hope. Okay. I picked hope because I kind of had a lot of negative feelings about 2020. And I am choosing to embrace an attitude of being hopeful about the future. So I would say I chose this. Okay, so I would kind of elaborate that a little bit more to start, as I want to be hopeful about my future and keep focused on my future. And so we would kind of elaborate that. All right. Let me catch us up here. All right, so the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to open up a PowerPoint document or use an online graphic design software such as the website canva.com, and you're going to create an illustrated document with your Word. Now, in the past, I have done this on paper, and if you are at home and you would rather do this on paper and take a picture and upload it to me, you can definitely do that, okay? So your illustration should include your word, the definition of your word, and then some kind of illustrations that pertain to that word. Be creative, use images, art, etc., to make your word unique. I have put some examples. So here's my word. So I have the word hope, and I've done some artistic elements with it. And then I have the definition. That's a feeling that something good will happen or be true. Now, I do have some other examples that you can see where students have done in the past, okay, where you see different illustrations, you see people being creative. So again, if you would prefer doing this on a physical piece of paper, please do so, and then you just take a picture. So this is your assignment for the week. What you're going to do is at the end, you're going to upload for me your completed Word document that has all of those answers. And then you're also going to submit your completed illustration. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see what your words are.